Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this particular crochet tutorial video, I'll be teaching you how to make a crochet scrunchie without an elastic. Now, the first thing you'll be needing is a ball of yarn. You need a 3.5mm hook, a yarn cutter, tape, and stitch marker. Up next is you are going to make a slip knot. However you wish to make your slip knot is left for you. So after making your slip knot, you're going to make chains that is 15 inches long. So you're not going to count the number of chains, you're only going to count it in inches. So I made a chain of 15 inches for this particular scrunchie. You can make more if you want. After making the chains, the 15 inches chain, what you do now is you will split this 15 inches into 3, 5, 5, and 5. The first 5 you're going to put your stitch marker as seen in the video. Then the last 5 inches you're also going to do the same. Now this will be the tail of our crochet scrunchie. Remember, we are not using an elastic for this particular scrunchie. This scrunchie is a no elastic crochet scrunchie. We're also going to put a stitch marker on the last 5 to mark the tail of your scrunchie. That is all you have to do for this part. Please do well to check and ensure that the tails are equal. Up next is you are going to chain 1, then you cut and fasten your chain as seen in the video. Now we have made the base for the scrunchie. Up next is you are going to insert your hook into the first chain after the stitch marker, and you're going to chain 1. After chaining 1, you are now going to insert single crochets into each chain. You're going to do this till when you get to where you have your second stitch marker. So you're going to make single crochets and stop at where you have your second stitch marker. In this video is the green stitch marker. Please ensure to stop exactly where the stitch marker stops. Stop exactly where your other stitch marker stops. Do not go beyond. So if you're doing the right thing, you should end up with something that looks like this. Afterwards, you're going to make a chain of 2. Now into your first stitch, you're going to insert 4 double crochets. Now you can insert more or less, but please note that the more double crochets you insert in a particular stitch, the more ruffles you have. So if you're aiming towards getting more ruffles, please do more. If you're aiming towards getting less, do well to do just 4. So here I was done with my first row, and that is what your first row should look like. Now for the second row, please chain 2 and turn. You're going to repeat what you did on the first row of the double crochet into the second row of the double crochet. So what this means is that you're going to make 4 double crochets in one loop or in one stitch, 4 double crochets in one stitch, 4 double crochets. You're going to repeat this pattern till you finish your second row of double crochets. Now this is what your second row of double crochets should look like. Up next is the third row. Remember, more rows of double crochets, more rows of ruffles, and the fuller your ruffles is. So for this third row, what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2 and continue the same process. 4 double crochets in one loop or in one stitch. 4 double crochets in one stitch. At this point, I was close to my last stitch. This is where you get to see the scrunchie coming together. You get to see the ruffles. So if you want to make more rows of ruffles, if you want your ruffles to be fuller, please continue making the same pattern. 4 double crochets in one loop or in one stitch, 4 double crochets in one stitch. At this point, all you have to do is fasten off your loose ends, remove your stitch markers. If you burn your ends, please do well to burn them. If you just use your tapestry needle to sew in your new ends or to weave in your new ends, please do so. So here I just made a chain of 1, I cut, and I started weaving my ends. Please, however you choose to weave your ends is left for you. This is the final piece. You can choose to leave it this way. It still looks good. It looks put together. It looks demure. It looks very mindful and cute. or you can do something a little extra. You would notice I changed my hook size, but please, this is strictly optional. You don't have to do this. Here I made a magic circle, then I inserted 12 single crochets into the magic circle. Magic circle is making a chain of 3, then slip stitching into the first chain. Afterwards, I made 12 single crochets into the chain. I lost the clip, hence it is not on this video or in this video. The next thing to do is to insert your other yarn color, then make a chain of 4. After making a chain of 4, you're going to insert a treble crochet into your next stitch. You're going to insert 4 treble crochets in one loop, as I have done in the video, or as I am doing in the video. So insert 4 treble crochets in one loop, 4 treble crochets in one loop. After inserting 4 treble crochets in one loop, you want to chain 4. Afterwards, into the next stitch, you are going to make a single crochet into the next stitch. So here I made my single crochets into the next stitch. It could be a single crochet, it could be a slip stitch. After making your single crochets, you're going to chain 4 again. Into the next stitch, you're going to make 4 treble crochets. So this is the pattern you'll be using to make this daisy flower. So after your chain 4 into your next stitch, you're going to insert 4 treble crochets. Please ensure to have exactly 4 treble crochets. It is very, very important. So I made my 4 treble crochets into one stitch or one loop. Then I proceeded to make a chain of 4. I don't know why my yarn was giving me a hard time here, but I just simply made 4 double crochets in one loop. Then afterwards I chained 4 and inserted a single crochet or a slip stitch into my next loop or my next stitch. This is very simple, and it will be easy for you to do. When I got to the last finger of the daisy flower, I did the same thing, made 4 treble crochets in one stitch. Then I made a chain of 4. Please, this is a 5-finger daisy flower, so whatever you're doing, make sure you have 5 fingers. So after making my 4 treble crochets, I chained 4. Then I made a slip stitch into the first chain we made. Remember the first 4 chains we made? Yes, I made a slip stitch there, and I fastened off and I cut my yarn. After cutting your yarn, that's after finishing off the daisy flower, this is what it looks like. It looks very cute and very simple. Now up next, you're going to go to the back of your daisy flower and you pull through the string. Remember, we started off with a chain of 3. We cannot leave that hole open, so you're going to pull through one of those strings. You see, I was trying to figure out which of the strings it was, so I finally got it and I pulled it through, and you see it closed. So I did 2 more. I actually did 3 daisy flower. So after then, I inserted my yarn through my tapestry needle, and I made sure to secure a knot at the end so that everything would be very easy. So up next, I got my scrunchie. Please, this is a very important step. Make sure to put your daisy flower on the same row. Now, you know that when crocheting, there are 2 sides of a project. There's the front and the back. Anywhere you want to put your daisy flower is left for you, but please make sure that if you're putting one at the front, you're putting it at the front. If you're putting at the back, you're putting it at the back. If you put one at the front and you put one at the back, you're not going to like it. It's not going to look nice. So here I was trying to figure out how to, place my daisy flower. After properly placing my daisy flower on my scrunchie, I went through the back to attach my daisy flower with this tapestry needle. Please do well to avoid the center of the daisy flower. You see how I'm just sewing around the cream part of my daisy flower. Please don't insert your hook into the center of the daisy flower. Just repeat this process. Make sure to do it carefully. make sure you're using the same color of yarn you used to make the first row of your daisy flower, so that you don't have a tacky or a whack work. Your work will look neat, clean, and put together. So you don't have to tie, or you don't have to sew for a long period of time. Maybe 4 to 5 stitches is okay. At this point, I was done with my stitching or with my sewing. I cut my yarn. Also, ensure to leave a long tail so that you can tie and properly weave in your ends. That is the reason for leaving a long tail. So up next, I repeated the same process I did for the first daisy flower for my second daisy flower. You can choose to space them. You can use any amount of daisy flowers you want, depending on how much daisy flower you want to have on your scrunchie. So at the end of the day, I made 3 daisy flower. I made 1 off camera, so I had a total of 3 daisy flowers. So I just repeat the same process I made for my first daisy flower when I was attaching. Just avoid the center of your daisy flower, walk around it, not into the center. So at this point, I was done making my attaching my daisy flowers to my scrunchie, and I was already seeing how beautiful it looked. I was already liking the result. So I just tied off my ends, and I don't weave in my ends totally. I burn them. So I did all that off camera, and this is what it looks like. It looks good, it looks put together. I also did the same thing for the other daisy flower. I made sure to tie. Please make sure to tie very well so that it does not pull off. Tie very well. You can weave in, you can burn, you can use a gun glue. Whichever method you want to use is fine. At this juncture, I was done. I was just doing my finishing touches, making 1 or 2 touches, and ta-da! This is what it looks like. It looks very nice. It is aesthetically pleasing and very beautiful. Please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on your notification button so that when I post a new video, you'll be the first person to know. Thank you, and bye for now.